We've shipped this vehicle 4 times in the past 2.5 years to 4 different continents. And here we're gonna tell you how to find an agent, how to find a reliable one, how much could it cost, is it roll on, roll off or container, are you gonna be secured, should you get insurance? All of this coming up right now. Over 3 years, we have shipped our car from Germany to Canada, from Panama to Colombia, from Uruguay to Australia, and just recently from Australia to East Timor in Asia. It is a stressful process, but we can guarantee you it is not difficult at all. The very first thing you're going to want to do is find an agent. You could ask other travelers like ourselves or any other traveler, hey guys, I know that you shipped, who did you use to ship? So for example, we shipped from Hamburg to Halifax and we used overland shipping, and that agent will take care of everything. You literally tell him, look, in June, I want to ship from Germany to Canada, and he'll tell you what to do next. And watch out, there could be some scammers, so make sure that your agent is actually an agent and don't just take a random person on the street who says, yes, I can do it for you. The agent, you're gonna contact him just by email. They usually take a bit of time to answer, so don't worry. And what you'll want to do is contact 3 different agencies. Why? Because you'll want to compare the pricing, compare who's actually answering pretty well, who's pretty clear. It's not just about the pricing, it's really about how easy the communication goes, because a lot of times the communication with these big companies that do shipping is not great. And so we've always preferred shipping with companies that were cheap, but also reliable and answering quickly and very clear. And you'll have to pick if you're gonna do roll on, roll off or container shipping. Roll on, roll off is literally you leave the keys to the agency, they will drive the car onto a boat, and that boat will get onto destination, and then someone over there will roll it off the boat. Negatives with that is that they have access to the whole car. So if you have a lot of gear like us, well, most probably a lot of stuff will disappear, but it is cheaper. We've only done container except once because they let us lock up the whole car with chains, and we put the spare wheel between the front and the rear seats, and that way they couldn't get access to the rear, and we hid everything in the back. And in the front, we took away everything that was valuable. But from after that, we only did container. It is more expensive, but a lot safer. And you're the one closing the container and you're the one opening the container on the other side. And if you do pick container, well, you've got 2 options. You've got a 20-foot, which is a single vehicle container, or you've got a 40-foot, which is 2 vehicle container. Container sharing, well, you split the price by 2. So if you can find a container buddy to ship with, well, you're saving. And there's ways to do that. Either you ask your agent, hey, is there anyone also shipping? What date is he on? Can I ship with him? If not, find your own people, or otherwise there's a website called Container Buddy that you can go on. For us, it has never worked out, but it might work for you. Next, once you've chosen which you want to do, the agent will ask you for 3 documents: your passport, driver's license, and your car's registration. That's it. So it's actually pretty easy. There's a 4th document. It's not always true that you need it. You can go on your Automobile Club's website, type Carnet de Passage, Automobile Club, and then your country, so in our case, France. Technically, it's a vehicle passport. Depending on your country you're from, it's different, but in France, you leave a deposit of your car's value. You do not need to give them the real value of your car. That's a huge deposit. In exchange, they gave us a big document, a yellow page document that is a Carnet de Passage, and that way we can get into countries, so we can import our vehicle into countries that technically that document is for importation and exportation without paying fees and taxes. It is not true for every country. We hadn't had a Carnet de Passage for the whole Americas. We didn't need one. Now in Asia, we need one as well, and Africa as well. So do check your Automobile Club. It will list all the countries that need it, and from there you can choose if you need one or not. Usually they're valid for 1 year, so you need to make sure you renew it in time if you're still going through Carnet de Passage countries. Cool. So step 1, you found your agent, gotten all the documents you need, and you know if you need a carnet or not, and you're probably starting to look for a container buddy or not if you're doing roll on, roll off. Step 2, preparing the vehicle. You need to clean it. Car wash, pressure wash is probably good enough for most of the world, except for New Zealand and Australia. Maybe another country, but for now I only know these 2. For those 2, your car needs to be spotless. When I say spotless, it's almost showroom clean. That means you remove seeds, bugs, so make sure you clean your radiator, change your air filter because it might have something in there. There's another video on YouTube for that if you really want a Australia specific, because it requires a bit more detail, plus it's a Carnet country. So that's for New Zealand and Australia. For the rest of the world, just quick clean inside, power wash the whole car. You can leave a few bugs in the radiator, no problem. The inside, you shouldn't bring any food. And if you do, it's only dry food. Empty the water tanks because otherwise it'll get terrible. And you need to have usually only a quarter of fuel or less of whatever fuel you're carrying. So, and empty the jerry cans of fuel, the jerry cans of water. General rule, just keep it clean and tidy everywhere because customs will most probably look at your car and the insides as well. And so if it's messy, it'll just annoy them and they'll want to inspect more. If it's clean and tidy, they'll just let you go.
Okay, our turn next.
Well, step 3 is the moment you deliver the car. And your agent will tell you where the meeting point is going to be and at what time. If it's roll on, roll off, you just deliver your car with the keys and that's kind of it. Then you just hope that nothing goes missing. If it is container, well, I would recommend a few things. Firstly, when you drive your car into the container, usually you'll be the one doing it. Just open your windows, maybe 3/4, all of them, so that there's a bit of airflow and you wouldn't get mold. Second thing we'd recommend is getting dehumidifiers with the water separator, so kind of like the boxes, maybe, and you would want to put them in a way that they're not gonna tip over because the boat's gonna move, and if they tip, that thing is very corrosive. And then one thing that you have to do when you put the car into a container is disconnect the batteries. That's just the rule of the shipping, but also good for you, so you don't have dead batteries on arrival. The team of the agent usually takes care of securing the car to the container. The only thing you have to do is make sure they're using the right anchors and straps and that it's tied down properly. A lot of times they say, can you leave the keys inside? We've actually never done that. I would keep them just because you don't want things missing. When you are bringing your car to the container, you won't have a lot of time. So just so you know, you probably have 10 minutes to do everything. So make sure you literally just got your little backpack with your few tools for the batteries, and the dehumidifiers are practically ready to be peeled open and put in because everything goes like that and they're pressuring you. All right, step 4, your car has been put into a container, closed. Now, what do you do? So the first thing, download Vessel Finder. That's an app on your phone, and that way you find the vessel and that way you can follow it, track it in real time. And this way you can see if it's delayed or not. Usually in shipping, there's always delays. All of our shipments has had delays, usually by 3 days, sometimes up to 2 weeks. So that brings me to my second point. Don't buy your flight tickets just yet. It is actually going to be cheaper for you to buy your flight tickets probably like 3 days before, because you're gonna have less hotels, less restaurants to pay for at destination. When there's a delay of a week, it's going to cost you a lot more than the, 10% increase in price of that flight ticket. And then the third thing is, when your car is put into the container and shipped out, a few days later, your agent is going to contact you saying, okay, I'm ready for the payment. So the payment of the shipment is always done after. If the company is asking you for money before, if it's a deposit of some sort of percentage, fine. But if they're asking for full payment, that has never happened to us before. Some people have asked and we said no, and they said, okay, no problem. So your agent at arrival is going to contact you saying, hey, I probably need A, B, C paperwork or a signature. Great, you meet him at his office, and then you meet him at the container or the ro-ro, whatever it is. Normally, they open the container with you present. And if not, that's fine, because you've locked the car and you've got the keys, so they wouldn't have pulled the car out. So just remember, go there with your tools or leave the tools in the seat. That's what I do on the driver's seat while it's being shipped. That way they're already there. Connect the batteries, bring the car out, remove the dehumidifiers before they spill everywhere. But technically, that's all you have to do. What happens then is they will inspect the car. The agent will take care of all the paperwork. You might have to get insurance and you drive off. Literally, that's it. It's that easy. I think I've gone through everything. If there's something missing, leave it in the comments below, but normally that's everything. And anyways, your agent will take care of you from A to Z, and that's why picking the right agent is also important. Honestly, nothing complicated. 3 documents, maybe 4th if it's Carnet. That's all you need, and then a payment. All right, all the best. If you like this video, find more tips and tricks on overlanding around the world directly on our channel. For example, our favorite gears, full car tours, and tons of PDFs and documents you can download directly on our Patreon.
You're in Indonesia.
Yeah, well, hello there.